Well, the scope of identity management systems has really evolved and grown in the past few years to now include such things as digital ID and online services, for example. And today, companies have got to work together in order to be capable to provide an end-to-end system to a customer. So to collaborate properly, you must be able to interconnect various components easily. That's one. And two, not all components of an identity management system have got the same life cycle. But as a customer, you ought to be able to change one component effortlessly without having to revamp your full system. And OSIA is the only way to do this.
This happens in other industries, and we knew that it was going to happen in the identity space. If you look at the telecom industry, 3GPP has gone through these changes. All the standards have converged to 4G, 5Gs, and it has been constructed so that each block of a telecom solutions can talk together. And we think that this is also going to happen in the ID industry.
I was part of the funding of OSIA in a different company. And so the reason why we have moved in that direction, because we have perceived the market was willing to open the system for two reasons. One, the first reason was about the vendor lock-in issue that got some customers, and they wanted to be a bit more independent of their suppliers and be able to change part of their system when they want, to evolve it, not as a whole, but by pieces. So that was the first reason. The second reason has been because of the growing of foundational ID system, there is this need to build an ecosystem. And so now the identity system cannot be anymore a silo. It has to be interconnected with different components from the state, also from the private sector, and finally also with the other countries.
OSIA is the opportunity for a customer to amend or add a part of a system and to develop his system. He doesn't have to replace everything because OSIA allows to be flexible and buy from different vendors. So it avoids vendor lock-in for the customer. That's where we think it's important to be part.
Well, trying to beat your competitors by preventing them from entering the market cannot be a winning strategy. And at Thales, we firmly believe that you should level out the playing field, remove such barriers to entry as the so-called vendor lock-in, and allow everyone to have a fair chance. At the end of the day, you must create a virtuous circle, an upward spiral, and differentiate from the rest based on the innovation that you bring to the table, as well as on the quality of your products and services. Then it is really up to the customer to decide who is the best to meet their requirements.
We hope that our solutions via the OSIA interface can hook in to other solutions that are already in place and that are maybe sold by bigger vendors. But we might have special solutions that a customer wants, and this module via the OSIA interface could hook into existing systems.
OSIA was offering to players like us, medium-sized player, to be more directly participating to the ecosystem of identity. Before that, we were more playing a role of subcontractors of the system integrators. With an interoperability standard like OSIA, we are capable now to answer and to serve directly the customer and bring our expertise and our services, our solution on top of our hardware. So which is a benefit for the customer also, we think, as we are experts of this registration.
I like the fact we are little and we have OSIA that just like to be totally transparent, it will like push us up, to be like, okay, maybe we are a small company, but we are dealing with others that can just support us on many different ways.
I think, on the contrary, for Atos, this is interesting business opportunities because actors can contribute through their products to different parts of the OSIA scheme. So whether it's EIM, identity management on a larger scale, but also we can be in charge of system integration of the whole project or part of it. So to us, it's a natural extension of our business.
I think that there are many of them. When we are delivering the projects, very often one of the most complicated part of the delivery is to understand what was the legacy system. Very often it's 10 years old, and we try to understand how to approach to the legacy data and how to connect to other systems which are the part of the solution at customers' ecosystem. And we spend a lot of time just with the integration and adoption, custom development, etc. And I believe that thanks to this new approach, we can shorten this period and reduce the cost significantly. And also for the governments and public players, it will open them or make easier the tenders and the change, the provider, which can, at the end of the day, increase the competition and reduce the cost. There is one other thing which I believe is also very important factor, and is that you can tender different part of the solution separately. So you don't have to tender the big solution like all-in-one solution, but you can do it step by step. So you can tender ABS, card management system, or population registry or enrollment separately and replace them partially if you are not satisfied with the current provider and you are not locked in, and it's not that costly to change your technology that you have. And also lifespan of ABs can be different than lifespan of the enrollment, where we can see that the world is going mobile, is going towards remote document issuance, and ABs solution is more or less the same like it used to be 5 years ago.
OSIA allows faster decisions, faster integration. The interface is standardized, and each vendor that is compliant with OSIA, it's plug and play. You just hook into the other system, into the enrollment system, into the issuing system, which means it improves the speed of implementation for universal identity management and universal registration of people, the ultimate target of the United Nations, of the World Bank.
But there is an aspect which is interesting we would like to dig in is interoperability in between countries. In the world of tomorrow, there will be more and more people traveling, more and more displaced people, and providing a solution that is able to be interoperable in between countries will help a lot in identifying the people and integrate them in the foreign countries.
I don't know yet about, and I believe this can be easily reused also by in enterprise, in banking or telcos.
The OSIA API applies to an identity system. So we have designed it to be used for a civil system. But obviously the registration of person, the biometric deduplication, the authentication of person could apply to other areas. And by the way, OSIA is not only a governmental API, it's an API which is opening the civil identity to the private sector notably.
The future can be seen on two levels. The first would be international standardization. So the more information exchange between different building blocks of an EID government scheme is standardized, the easier it gets to deploy projects, and the more countries will go this way. So the market will get bigger, and the coverage of OSIA scheme will be larger. And the second would be use cases. The more we showcase lots of different use cases, the better it will be for the customer to understand the advantage of such an approach.
At Thales, we see OSIA becoming very soon a de facto standard and certainly a mandatory requirement in all identity management system tenders. It does not cost anything to a government to ask for the components of its identity management system to be OSIA compliant. Yet these same governments will reap considerable benefits of this compliancy when the time will come to upgrade, replace, or remove any component of their system.
I think it has a great future as it creates interoperability and it removes technological barrier. What government wants is sovereignty of choice and neutrality, and that's what OSIA brings. OSIA doesn't mandate any technology implementation of module. It focuses really on the interface level. So in terms of future, it has a great traction in Africa, with many governments participating to the standard and contributing to it, setting direction to where they want it to go, but also in other regions of the world, like in Asia and recently in Europe also. So I think the future here for the government is bright, and we see that in the level of participation from this government.
I would like to invite other companies which are let's say medium-sized, like Innovatrix, not too afraid and join the initiative and be the part of the solution and be part of the family.
For now, it is Gravity, being like a decentralized identity representative on the OSIA work group, but hopefully we have also some more, so we can have different point of view.
There is already an ecosystem of 20 members from the industry, 15 members from government in the advisory committee, and you want to be part of it. So have your say and join and contribute, basically.
Well, if you have not done so, you should get involved and have your say, and sooner rather than later, and obviously long live OSIA.